everybody. You know the name of the show. Say it with me. RMS Sales Training and Inspiration. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to teach you how to be successful in the field of selling, but we're also here to teach you how to have the right attitude. We are here to inspire you. We are here to motivate you, but ultimately you will make that final decision. You have a power, whether you realize this or not, you have the power to choose. Now, sometimes in life, not everything goes great. Can we get a big amen from everybody that's out there? Sometimes we go through obstacles, sometimes we go through challenges, sometimes we go through difficulties. That's going to happen. That's part of life. Some things we cannot control. Sometimes we make stupid decisions and we have consequences that go with it. Sometimes just stuff happens. That's life. That's what's going to happen in life. So what we have to remember is, for the things that we can't control, we can control how we respond to that. So it's all about personal choice. God has given all human beings on this earth a choice and power to choose. Sometimes people make bad choices. We all have done that. Sometimes they make really bad choices which affect people around them. When people say, it's my life, I'll do what I want, whether they realize that or not, it's going to affect other people. Like if someone gets into a car and they drive drunk, that can affect a lot of other people. That can affect their lives for the remainder of their lives. Sometimes people get angry, make bad choices. So we all have the power to choose. So ultimately, when it comes to success, we have the power to choose there as well. Like all these shows that we teach and we talk about all the different things, we have all the training in the world that we're providing for each and every one of our representatives, and for many people watching this all around the country, whether they're with a different company, whether they're in sales in general, or maybe they're not in sales, whatever it may be, we're providing all that information. Because I have people that call me a lot. They're like, man, I watch your shows. I see them on Facebook, see them on social media. They're awesome, man. I'm not in sales. I don't know if I'd ever be good at sales, but it's helping me in my life. All these things that you talk about. I see you got these Monday morning motivations that are sent out. I'm like, that's great, man. I love that. And it just helps me in everyday life. And we need more of that because there's so much negativity in this world. You turn on the news and you're on social media, and if you don't agree with me, then I'm going to put you down. I'm going to fill up the world with hatred. I'm going to have division, all kinds of negativity. It's out there, and people need more inspiration, more good attitude, more enthusiasm, more being optimistic about life. Get a hold of that word, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Optimism rather than pessimism. All right, you know the word. Pessimistic, people talk about that. It's like they always look for the negativity in things. You've heard the glass is half empty or it's half full. What type of person are you? Well, we should always choose to be optimistic, and we should choose to be positive. So remember that. We have a choice in life on where we're going in life. Ultimately, you make that decision. So we're going to focus on that today. I'm really going to spend some time on this. I want to share some good things with you, as we always do, and I want this to resonate with you, because our goal, and our goal for all of us, should be each and every day. If somebody describes you, would they say that you're pessimistic or you're optimistic? Half full, half empty. And I would hope that people will, if they're saying, well, they're kind of negative all the time, they complain all the time, they bring other people down, they're miserable, or, man, I love being around that person. They're always filled with energy, they're excited about life, they smile, they're enthusiastic. No matter what happens in their life, they're always a half full. They're just positive. They're optimistic all the time about life. That's who I want to be around with. So whoever you may be, now maybe you might say, gosh, really, I never thought about that, but I kind of think that people think I'm kind of a Debbie Downer maybe sometimes, or maybe I'm a little bit pessimistic, or sometimes people say, well, I'm a realist, right? Well, it's good to be real, but how about being real positive? Let's do that. So we have a choice in life. We make the ultimate decision. So my goal for all of you that are watching, and you might say, oh, here goes that brainwashing again. Yes, my goal is to brainwash you from negativity, being pessimistic, to being positive, lots of positivity, and optimistic. To me, that's some amazing brainwashing. That's wonderful. It's great brainwashing. It's fantastic. And that's where we want you to be, because life is too short. You might as well be positive. So let's, from this day going forward, let's make a commitment that people will describe you and say, what a positive person that is. What a happy person that is. What an amazingly enthusiastic person that is. What a passionate person that is. That's how we want to be described. That's how I want you to be described. And you might say, well, that's not my personality. That doesn't matter, right? Your personality is your personality, but you can choose to be a negative person with your personality, or you can choose to be a positive person with your personality. It has nothing to do with being outgoing, ingoing. I know people that, and in fact, that's kind of been myself over the years. I was always known as the shy kid growing up, whether it's maybe hard to believe now, but even to this day, I still have some shy tendencies, and I've worked on that. But no matter what, I remain positive. So whether you've got that inner enthusiasm or the outward, all out there enthusiasm, it doesn't matter. Make the choice to be positive. All right, so that's what this is all about. We're going to be optimistic. All right, write that down. I am optimistic about everything, about life. Going through a difficult time right now, perhaps? Well, I'm optimistic. I have hope for the future. I know things are going to work out. What a better way to say about difficulties and problems rather than, oh man, this is never going to work out. I'm done with it. That's it for me. Much better to say, man, I know I'm going through a difficult time, but I'm very optimistic that I'm going to get through this better than ever. You see that determination? It's a lot better to be optimistic and positive than it is the other way. So let's take a short break. Let's get into this. Let's get optimistic. In fact, I'm very optimistic that a commercial is coming on right now, and then I'm optimistic that you're going to come right back and you're going to jump right in, and we're going to cover some great things. So I'll be right back. Hey everybody, this is Rich Norton with Retriever Merchant Solutions. I am excited about the opportunity that we have with Retriever Merchant Solutions. I have a passion to teach people, to train people, to help people reach a maximum level, to reach their full potential. We have leaders, and we are expanding with all of our leaders. We have leaders all throughout the country that are teaching people, training people, and this is exciting to see the success that's been happening all around the country. Now, if you're out there and you're wondering, hey, can I be successful in direct selling? Well, here's the key. Find the right company, find the right people, find the people that have integrity, look for a position where they have upfront money, where you can build a wonderful life right from the beginning, but also an opportunity where you can earn residual income. That's what we have with Retriever Merchant Solutions. So if you are excited about an opportunity like that, I'm here to tell you that we're going to train you, we're going to teach you, we're going to introduce you to representatives all around the country that are doing amazing things and earning incredible income. That could be you if you're willing to make a commitment. It's going to take a positive attitude, determination, a lot of persistence, and never, ever giving up. So if I just describe you and you're looking for that type of life, give me a call. You're going to see the numbers right here on the screen. You'll see the email. You can reach out to me through email. You can give me a call at 904-434-4635. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day, and I wish you great success. All right, I am so optimistic about the show, and I'm optimistic that you're here watching and listening. So let's jump right into this. Let's make it happen. Here is optimism. I got the definition: hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome of something. And you'll notice that there is that word hope that goes with it. And I'm talking about the positive hope. We talk about that in the church. You know, it's different between the worldly hope of, I hope I do okay, I hope this happens. When we say, well, I have the hope one day, that the positive hope that I'm going to have eternal life one day. So that's a good hope right there. So there's a difference in that, but we have the expectation of something wonderful that's going to happen. So that's being optimistic. So if you're that type of person where you're saying, you know, Rich, I need a little bit of work on that, well, I'm glad you're tuned in, because this applies to everybody and all of us, because we all get down, we all have difficulties in life. So here are some steps that will help you. If you find that you're facing a difficulty right now, it's all about focus. So here's what we need to do. Focus on the solutions, not the problem. When a difficulty arises, when people go through a tough time, change your focus into what is the solution. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to get better? And if you noticed, we didn't ask why. Because when we're focusing on the problem, what ends up happening is we ask the questions why. For example, why did this happen to me? You ever say that? Poor me. I can't believe things like this happen just to me all the time. Why did this accident happen? Why did I have to go through a divorce? Why did she leave me? Why did this happen? Why did it storm? Why did my house get flooded? Sometimes stuff happens, as we talk about. And remember, we have a choice on how we handle that. But if we focus only on the problems, then we're going to get negative, and we're going to be pessimistic. And what ends up happening when we do that, pretty soon that gets ingrained in our mind, and we become that type of person that always looks for the bad in things, because asking the question why is not going to help us be optimistic. So when we're going through a problem, when we're going through a difficulty, ask the question how, or ask the question what. How can I fix what is happening right now? This is going on in my life. It's not fun. Do I like it? Not really. But I'm not going to let it bring me down. I'm not going to let it tear me down. What I'm going to do is find out what I need work on so I don't have to go through this again. How do I do that? What do I need to do? What steps do I need to take? And that can apply in our business. Something happened, a deal went south, right? It happens to all of us. Maybe it's something that we did. Maybe we didn't explain something full. Maybe we didn't fully understand it. So rather than say, why didn't they teach me everything? It's like, you know what? This is a lesson. I'm not going to let it cost me any more money. What I am going to do is I'm going to learn from this. And I'm going to find out what are the skills that I need to establish to help me not have to go through that again, or limit that, or minimize that, so I don't have to experience that at all. That's my goal. So you noticed I'm focusing on the solution, and I'm not focusing on the problem. And this is what is going to help us become more optimistic. So we can say, you know what? Difficult time right now. How you doing, man? How you hanging in there? People ask you that. Most of them are expecting you to say, I am struggling, man. I don't know what to do. You know. But if you say, you know what? It's a difficult time, but I'm okay, man. You know, I got a plan. I'm going to get through this better than ever. I'm learning through this difficulty right now. God's teaching me some amazing things. And they'll be like, wow, okay, great, that's fantastic. And then when people ask how they do, I know they're going through a different, yeah, he sounded good, man. He's got a great attitude. He seems to be like growing through all this, so it's fantastic. So I'm excited for him. So remember, to be optimistic, focus on the solution, not the problem, all right? And then here is going to help you also to visualize. I wrote this down right here. Make a short movie of your ideal life. And this all kind of goes together with goals, because a lot of people that are pessimistic and they're down is because they don't know where they're going in life. You know, they have no plan, they have no goal, and these are the type of people that kind of look down and they're down upon themselves. So this is why it's important to have a visualization, to have a goal, to have a plan, and make a video in your mind of what your ideal life is going to be. For example, for those of you that are starting with Retriever right now, maybe you've been around for a short period of time, maybe you've been around for a year, maybe you're struggling, maybe you're having a difficult time, maybe you're doing great, maybe you're having financial issues you had before you came into business. Well, now it's time to go to the next level, right? So what you're going to do is visualize in your mind, you're making a video, and you're putting in your mind, what's it going to be for me to make this amount of money? For example, you might say, well, I'm at 10 grand a month right now. Rich Norton tells me that within a certain time I'll be at 15, then I'll be at 20. And I want you to start visualizing being there. What's it going to be like when you get there? What are you going to do with your life? How about when you get to the point where it's at 50 grand? Now again, it's not all about money, but it does make a difference because it does give you freedom, and you'll be able to bless your family as well as blessing other people. We talk a lot about becoming debt-free. What's it going to be like when you're debt-free? I want you to play that in your mind right now. Put that video in your mind. You're making a movie right now, like on Dave Ramsey. They have people on the show that become debt-free, and they remember where they were, but they, at the end of the show, they'll scream and they'll say, I am debt-free, freedom, and they scream that, and they feel the freedom that they have. Well, it's important that if that's your vision, that's your goal, that's your dream, that's something that you have to visualize yourself doing. Whatever car that you want to drive. Now, it may seem like, wow, I never thought I could get a car like that. Whatever it may be, visualize driving that. What's it going to be like doing that? How about if you're the type of person that you say, I want to be a giver. I want to be able to give and help other people out. That's the greatest joy in the world, where you can issue them a check and say, here you go, I'm here to help you. What a great visualization that is. That is how you become more optimistic. So get positive about life, get excited about the future, and understand that if you work hard and you have a good attitude, you can accomplish those things. You really can, but you have to be optimistic that you can. And the only way that you're going to achieve them is you have to know what it is that you want to achieve. You don't want to be drifting through life. You want to know exactly where you want to go in life and where you want to be. So play that movie over and over again. Play it daily, play it weekly, play it monthly. If you find yourself going backwards a little bit or drifting, get back and watch that movie, because that is why, we talk about that a lot, the why you are doing this. So remember that. Also, find any improvement to your current situation. And we're all under constructions. We all can improve all the time. So what areas in your life can you improve on? And you can get yourself optimistic about this. You know, because sometimes people joke about, you know, they might be overweight and they make fun of themselves. And that's not the right way to do it. Find a way where you can say, you know what, I'm going to improve in this area. I'm not going to be the butt of fat jokes or anything like that. I'm going to make a commitment and I'm going to improve in this area. And you do what it takes to become successful in that area. What does that mean? Go for a walk, exercise, eat right, make a commitment to feel better about yourself. Or for example, you might say, well, there's been a curse in my family where, we're all financial wrecks. We're reckless with our money. Well, you can change that. You can improve in that area. Be the person that breaks that curse. And then you say, well, how? Find the people that are going to help you. Get a pro, or find the people that have become debt-free and say, hey, I want to spend some time with you. I'll buy you breakfast. We'll go to Waffle House, spend a couple bucks wherever you go. I want to bend your ear a little bit. And I want you to talk to me about how you become debt-free. Because I see where you're at, and I need some help in that area. And I guarantee you, 99 out of 100 will say, I'll be glad to do that. There's plenty of people out there that will help you improve, and this way you can be optimistic. You can say, there is hope, rather than, I've given up hope. If you're breathing, if you woke up this morning, there is hope. You can improve, and you can be optimistic. You don't have to be, I'm settling for less person. You don't have to be, I threw in the towel. This is what it is. It is what it is, people say. You don't need to have that mentality. That's being pessimistic. You want to be optimistic, and you want to make that commitment that I am going for it. I'm 100% ready, and I'm going to improve, and I have something to look forward to. When you have something to look forward to, then you can be optimistic about that. When you look forward to, tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to exercise. Tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to do this. Tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to eat this type of food. Tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to make a plan financially. Whatever it may be, now you're very excited and optimistic about the future. I hope this is getting you excited, because you're worthy, whether you realize it or not. If anybody told you you're not worthy, they're full of you know what. You know where that comes from. It doesn't come from anywhere else. Forget about that. Get optimistic. It's time to improve, and it's time to get better. Because when you find yourself improving in life, improving in different areas, whatever it may be, you're going to find yourself feeling more upbeat and more optimistic about life. Isn't this fantastic? And then also minimize your obstacles to success. Well, you say, well, how do you do that? That's a great question. There will be obstacles in your life. How do you minimize them? Well, what you need to do is not repeat the same mistakes over and over again. And I've heard this before. Lessons will be taught over and over again until we learn them. And that is so true when it comes to daily living. So minimize the obstacles that come your way, and whatever happens, whatever challenge, whatever difficulty comes, failure is a learning experience. As I say, there's really no such thing as failure if you learn something. Always use it as something to learn, something to help you grow. You can say, you know what, I really messed up there, really screwed up really bad. Rather than saying, I'm done, my life is over, I'm throwing in the towel, I give up. Throw in the white flag. We don't want to do that at all. We're going to say, man, that really stunk. Admit it. Well, you can say, right now, where I'm at kind of stinks right now. But praise the Lord, I'm not going to stay here. I am improving. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep expanding. This obstacle that I just had right now, I am going to learn from this. And I'm going to make sure that I take this as a launching pad to bring me to a level of incredible success. And I'm going to write a book, and they're going to tell my story, and they're going to say, there he came from the pits of hell, and he worked his way through it, and he made it. And there's stories like that all around the world. Sometimes we look at people that are super successful and we say, what a lucky person they are. No luck involved at all. If you really listen to them and heard their story, you will be amazed. You will be completely amazed of what they went through. In fact, some of the stories, you won't even believe it. Some of the failures that they had, you would be like, gosh, I would have never thought that. Really? They went through, they were broke, they were living in their car, they were homeless, that really, wow. You know, that happened, we were in jail, well, wow, I didn't know that about them. You don't think about that. You don't think about the things that they went through in order to become successful. So is there hope? Absolutely. Do we have to throw in the towel? No. It's a launching pad for your next level of success. It's not failure if you learn something. So keep those obstacles limited and learn from them each and every day. This is awesome. Also, become your own inner coach. A lot of times what ends up happening is when we are going through a tough time, we tend to be too hard on ourselves. You know, we tend to beat ourselves up a lot. And sometimes that inner coach can be pessimistic and be negative and say, man, I told you you weren't going to make it. See, you know, it's incredible, the mind, how it can play tricks on you and say, man, you just don't have what it takes, man. I wish you were like that person right there. You'll never be close to that. And you have to be careful of that. If any negativity comes in, or if you've been through a challenge, you've been through a difficulty, or you're going through a tough time, this is the time where you need your inner coach to rise up and say, come on, man, you're just beginning. Let's do this. Let's go out and make it happen. You're a winner. You're going to do awesome, man. Remember why you're doing this. Go back and read your goals. Don't give up. Don't quit. Go out and make it happen. You're a winner. That's what your inner coach should be telling you. If your inner coach is not telling you that, fire that inner coach. Get a new one inside of you, all right? Because it's got to be good, positive, optimistic thinking. And that's going to help you to become more optimistic. So great stuff. Let's take a short break. I've got a couple more to share with you, and we'll close the show.
Hi, we're Rich and Lee Norton with the Hands and Feet Foundation. Hands and Feet is a wonderful ministry where we serve on the west side of Jacksonville, Florida.
And this is a ministry that's near and dear to our heart. There's so many wonderful things that happen out there. Come to 7478 103rd Street, Jacksonville, Florida, or you can go to handsandfeetfoundation.org, or if you want to go to Facebook, Hands and Feet West Side. Come and see what we do. Check us out. If you'd like to give, or if you'd like to donate your time, whatever it may be. I mean, we're just loving this ministry. Love for you to be part of it as well.
Hey everybody, Johnny Van Zandt here from Skinner. You're watching RMS with Richard Norton. Sales and Inspiration.
Yeah.
There you go. On American Hearts Radio. Web TV.
All right, I'm right back with you. So we are getting positive and we're getting optimistic about life. This is what it's all about. So along with that, you know, with that inner coach, here's another thing that will help you. Give yourself daily well dones, where you can say to yourself, rather than beating yourself up, you can say, you know what, like I always say, nicely done. You know, I say that to myself a lot. I say that to many people, and I got people copying that. They love that. Nicely done, my friend. That was awesome. That was great. And you can say to yourself, what did I learn? How can I improve? And then once you've got all that written all out, even if you didn't have a great day, you can right underneath that put nicely done. This is what I've learned today. If you've had a fantastic day, you went out and wrote 3 merchants, say that to yourself. Nicely done. Great job, Rich. That was fantastic. Attaboys, we call those. Those are great. Those are important. It's important to give ourselves a good pep talk, and it's important to reward ourselves, even if it's small rewards, but constantly do that. And the final thing, please take care of yourself. We have one life to live on this earth. and it's a short one. It goes by really fast. The older I get, the more I realize that. And I use all the cliches. Every day's a gift. You know, you never know. All these things, but it's so true, and I see that. So please take good care of yourself. What I'm talking about, the body that we have, the temple, they call it. This is the only one that we have here on earth. Make sure that you take good care of it. What you eat, what you drink, get plenty of sleep, don't overdo it, don't go crazy. You know, we all, when we're young, it's like we think that we're indispensable. But once we get older, we realize, oh, I don't, you know, my mind tells me one thing, my body tells me another. So it's important that we take very good care of ourselves. If you have found that you haven't up to this point, well, there's good news. You can start today. Start right where you're at. Recently, I was on a trip to Chicago, and I went on a trip like that. I was at baseball games, so I went overboard. Hot dogs and cheeseburgers and pizzas and all ice cream. I mean, I said that to my wife as I called her. I said, man, I ate everything I shouldn't be eating today. It was fun, but you don't do that every day. You can cheat once in a while. I even had chocolate cake too, so I did all that all in one day. I wasn't feeling really great the next morning, but I'm right back on my routine. So take good care of yourself. And by doing that, you will find yourself to be much more optimistic about life. You'll be much more energetic. You'll be much more positive. So when people ask you, they say, man, how you feeling? Rather than saying, I feel like crap, you're going to say, I feel fantastic, man. I feel great. You look fantastic. Thank you. I'm taking good care of myself. God gave me this body. He gave me this temple. I want to make sure I take very good care of His body that He gave me. So real important. That's going to help you to also be much more optimistic. So I'm very optimistic that you're going to become more optimistic. That's our goal, taking you to the next level. Get excited about life. Get optimistic. So when people describe you and they say, are they half empty or half full? Let's just say they're all full. They're not awful, but they're all full, right? Optimistic, positive, excited about life. That's how we want people to describe you. So it's a great day. It's a gift from God. Get optimistic about this day, because what you do with this day is your gift back to God. Make it a great one. I'll see you next time on RMS Sales Training and Inspiration.